In 1860, author Florence Hartley published a groundbreaking work entitled The Lady's Book of Etiquette and Manual of Politeness. The author included a chapter for equestriennes. As you listen to this audiobook, compressed for time, it may be helpful to envision the ladies of the 19th century, wearing restrictive corsets and long, cumbersome skirts, leaping gracefully into their side saddles while bestowing charming, dignified smiles on their gentlemanly escorts.
Etiquette for equestriennes.
There is no accomplishment more graceful, pleasing, healthy, and ladylike than that of riding well, avoiding, at the same time, timidity and the fast style, keeping within the bounds of elegant propriety, gracefully yielding to the guidance of your escort, and keeping your seat easily, yet steadily, are all points to be acquired. To ride well is undoubtedly an admirable qualification for a lady, as she may be as feminine in the saddle as in the ballroom. A lady, unless she lives in the most retired parts of the country, should never ride alone without an escort. In the cities, not only is it unfeminine, but positively dangerous for a lady to ride unaccompanied by a gentleman or a manservant. Although it is impossible, within the limits of this little volume, to give many hints upon riding, a few may not be amiss. Like many other accomplishments, a teacher is necessary if you wish to attain perfection, and no written directions can make you a finished horsewoman unless you have had tuition and practice. In mounting you are desired, gentle Amazon, to spring gracefully into your saddle, with the slight assistance of a hand placed beneath the sole of the shoe, instead of scrambling uncouthly to your wandering throne from a high chair, as is frequently done by those who have not been properly instructed. You should stand nearly close to the horse, level with the front of the saddle, and taking the reins slackly in your right hand, you should place that hand on the nearest pommel, to secure your balance in rising, and with your left hand gather up the front of the habit, so as to leave the feet clear. The gentleman should place himself firmly near, but not so near to you as to impede your rising, and with the same view must hold his head well back, as should he lose his hat from a wisp of your habit the effect produced is not good. You should then present your left foot, and the gentleman placing one hand beneath its sole, and the other above, so as to possess a safe hold, should, with nice judgment, give just such assistance as will enable you easily, with a spring, to vault gracefully into the saddle. You will then arrange your right leg comfortably over the pommel. Your cavalier will then place your left foot in the stirrup, and arrange the flow of the habit skirt, and all is complete. All this, though so seemingly simple and easy, requires some little practice to effect neatly and gracefully. Secondly, when riding with a gentleman, remember that you are best placed on the left side because in that position the graceful flow of your habit is seen to the greatest advantage, while it does not inconvenience the gentleman by getting entangled with his stirrup, nor does it receive the splashes of his horse. But when you have a double attendance of cavaliers, that is, if you have two gentlemen escorts, if you be at all a timid rider, it may become discreet to pack you, forgive the homely phrase, between the two, since, in this position, you are the most thoroughly protected from your own horse's shying, or from other horses or vehicles approaching you too closely. If you be an accomplished equestrian, you will prefer being outside, and as has been said to the left, sit erect in the middle of your saddle, turning your face full towards the head of your horse. Cling as closely as possible to the saddle, but avoid stooping forward, or using your hands to keep you in your seat. Nervous motions on horseback are not only ungraceful, but dangerous, as your horse will not make any allowance for the delicacy of your nerves, and may prove his objections to a jerking hand or a twitching rein, in a most decided and disagreeable manner. The riding dress, or habit, is best made to fit the figure tightly, with tight sleeves. It may be open in the front, over a neatly fitting chemisette or buttoned close to the throat, with a neat linen collar and cuffs. Gauntlet gloves of leather are the most suitable, and must be loose enough to give your hand perfect freedom, yet not so loose as to interfere with its motions. Do not wear the skirt too long, it will be dangerous in case of accident, and it may prove annoying to your horse. Your habit must be made of a material sufficiently heavy to hang gracefully, and not move too much with the wind, For a winter habit, a warmly lined basque, trimmed at the throat and hands with fur, is an elegant and appropriate dress. And a round cap of the same cloth as the habit, with a band and pieces to cover the ears of fur to match the dress trimmings, makes a handsome and appropriate dress. In summer, your hat should be of fine straw, and slouch to shade the face. In winter, of felt. The hat may be trimmed with feathers or ribbon, and the shape should be one to protect the complexion, at the same time graceful and becoming. Avoid any display in a riding dress. Choose a material of some dark or neutral tint, and never use showy trimmings, curls, or any flowing loose style of wearing the hair. Will be found exceedingly troublesome on horseback. Arrange it neatly and compactly under your hat, for if a stray curl or lock annoys you, or is blown across your eyes by the wind, your hands will be too fully occupied to remedy the difficulty.
Subscribe to Quills and Cliffhangers to learn more about history, literature, and current events.